Customers pay the same fee. It's based on what their proposed usage is, based on the gallons per day, and then they pay the water and sewer availability based on that calculation.
Okay. And then my final question is drought conditions. So if conditions get worse, how does that affect this?
So from a drought condition standpoint, town staff, just to update related to that, we were on a call last week with the region. We always participate with Metropolitan Council of Governments. They had their first call last week. There's a call again this week to determine what the region will be doing related to the Potomac River and conservation measures. So we should hopefully have an update by the end of the week related to that. Drought conditions, typically it does get to the point, there's the potential that mandatory and or voluntary restrictions could be put into place, and all of our customers based on our program would have to abide to those.
Even the data centers?
The way that the current agreement is written in town code, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Cummings?
Yeah, I just wanted to, talk a little bit more about the Village of Leesburg Land Bay E, which, when presented to council, by STAC was presented as evaporated cooling at 190,000 gallons a day. So in the staff report, you talk about 3,500 with a closed loop. Is it possible to get a new report with the 190,000 worst case scenario? I mean, at this point, it's an approved data center. How do we force them to use a closed circuit cooling system versus the evaporated?
So I could work with the town manager's office related to those numbers. I can't speak to what council approved related to the data center, and if it was my understanding that the council approval did not include the utility side of it. So STAC, the applicant, was aware that after they were, because we've met with them over the months, that Planning Commission approved it and council did it, but council still would have to approve the extension of the high usage, and so that's been scheduled to come to council at that point.
Is there anything you would like to add, Mr. Sparrow?
Only that is correct. Those are discrete issues. The use versus the technology are discrete issues at that volume of usage.
Okay. So I guess then I would think it would be prudent to have a conversation about looking at worst case scenario for data centers, as we have two applications currently in the pipeline somewhere. I think it would behoove us to have a conversation, because what it's sounding like is we're going to have to, if we approve anything, it is going to need to be a closed circuit cooling system, which may change certain folks' approaches. So yeah, thanks.
Mr. Wilt?
Thank you. Thanks, Amy. First of all, I just want to make sure I was clear on the terminology. So when we're talking about plant operations, permitted capacity of 12.8, is that what we draw from the Potomac? Is that what's meant by
that's what the Virginia Department of Health has rated our facilities of the waterworks as the ability to produce without restriction. So,
okay. And then what we're saying, that our water treatment capacity is 10.2. So how does that relate to the statement of permitted?
That's the trigger point based on the state has said that when you get to 80% of your permitted capacity, which is 10.2, that's the decision point to decide, are you going to do an upgrade and start that process, or say that you're limited, not growth, so you'll stay within the 12.8.
Okay, so physical built capacity, we have 12.8.
For water production, correct.
Got it.
With the understanding that's for the waterworks, so that does include we do have one well right now, so that is included in that waterworks. It's looking at both.
Okay, and so that's our processing capacity.
Correct.
Is there any concern about source capacity, the source of our water?
Well, there's always a concern from a source perspective, environmentally with the Potomac River. At this time, no.
Okay, so the users who are